Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today is a festive video. This vlog has been filmed throughout the last couple of weeks. I've had a busy couple of weeks, and also there hasn't been a video because I have been trying to edit the Taylor Swift concert video, but I'm having some technical difficulties with importing footage to my laptop, so that's why you haven't seen that or video in a couple weeks. And then I also had my final exams, which I had my last one yesterday, which I will be talking about in this video. So I am really excited that my exams are over and that we can be festive and that there's a bunch of gatherings. I went to a birthday party last Saturday and that was super fun. And we're having a Christmas party this upcoming Sunday. And then on Christmas Eve, my mom and I are seeing the Nutcracker. And with all of these holiday parties going on, you need to accessorize, and what better place to get jewelry than Ana Luisa. So thank you so much to Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video. Ana Luisa is a New York-based company that sells beautiful jewelry at an affordable price. They have styles for everybody. They have chunky jewelry, but they also have dainty jewelry. They have silver and they have gold jewelry, and there's something for everybody. Shipping is fast and easy, and they're also a carbon neutral company, so you can feel good about supporting a business that is very environmentally conscious. I have been constantly wearing Ana Luisa jewelry for the past 6 months, and I get so many compliments whenever I wear pieces. Like genuinely, I get compliments from family members. I get compliments from people at school that just happen to see the earrings that I'm wearing or the rings that I'm wearing. And I have also very sensitive skin, and they don't bother me at all. They have not tarnished, and all the pieces that I own look just as nice as when I got them brand new. So if you want to get yourself or somebody that you love some jewelry to accessorize during the holiday season, we also have New Year's coming up, and I know lots of people go out for New Year's and dress up. If you would like to purchase some pieces for yourself or for somebody in your life that loves jewelry, make sure to use this link on the screen, or I will also put it in the description box, for styles up to 30% off. And the more you buy, the more you save. So thank you so much to Ana Luisa again for sponsoring today's video. Now, because it is a Christmas themed video, I do want to show you some of the decorations that we have around the house. It is the middle of the day, so the middle of the day I don't find does it complete justice, but in the next video I will show you everything at night, but I'll show you what we have so far. Okay, so obviously we have the tree. And this tree has all of the ornaments that we've collected over the years. My mom usually gets me an ornament every Christmas, so we've got a lot of ornaments on this tree that are very sentimental. So this is like the main Christmas tree. Don't really know why I'm saying main, but there's two. This is a new addition. We didn't have this, I guess it's kind of like a sideboard, but it used to be a dresser. We didn't have this last year, and we also didn't have this TV. I wanted to do this sort of like candle theme with like the garland. I love using like just plain garlands and then just like really zhuzhing it up, if that makes sense. So I have two garlands that are like intertwined, and then these are like little picks that you put into garlands. And then I always like to add some like fairy lights. I think that just elevates it. And then these candles we got from Costco that you just have a little remote. So I'm gonna turn them on. And look how beautiful that looks. Okay, and then just the other day, one of my neighbors came over and helped us hang up these pictures. These are pictures that they were my aunt's, and we got them when she passed away. She loved Christmas. So there's this one with this little kid ringing the doorbell with some presents, and then we also have this one above the couch with this lady reading on the couch and then these two little girls sitting at a table. Now, I know it is crooked in the frame, but the frame is completely sealed at the back. So we're eventually gonna have to go somewhere and like get somebody to like re-seal it. I'm not really sure how that happened, but we noticed it when we were putting it up. And then here, I don't know if you're really gonna be able to see this because of the glare from the window. I'll do this clip better in the next video when it's dark out. But these are just like little Santa legs and hats. It's a garland. And then we also have some lights that go through them as well. And then down at the entry by the door, we have these little elves. There's also some lights, but you probably won't be able to see very well because again, it's very light out. And then by the stairs, when you walk in, there's also this little present with a picture of me and my nanny. Okay, and now we're in my room, which I'm biased, this is my favorite part. So when you walk in the door, I have this really tall purple vase, which I didn't know when I redecorated my room what I was going to do with it. But then my mom got some of these like branches that have the lights on them, and she said, why don't you put them in that vase? And it looks really nice, and this is something I feel like I could probably use year round because it's more winter, not necessarily Christmas. And then here we go. So this is my bookshelf and I got this garland. I got just a plain green garland, and then I got some of those picks to put into it. And then I also got these like little berries to put into it. So there's like some of those little berries, and then some like pine cones, little Christmas bulb. And then this is the other tree that I was referring to. So the story behind this tree is when I lived at university in an apartment with some roommates, I bought this tree on Boxing Day, and I think I only spent like maybe $30 on it, and it was pretty like sparse, and I ended up getting some like extra garland to like stuff into it. So if you were to see this tree by itself, like without all of the pizzazz, it is pretty sad. But I'm really proud of how it turned out. I think I have a video from a couple years ago where I showed the whole process of me like decorating this tree. It used to go in the office, but now it's in my room. And then also got some presents already wrapped. Then I have a little Build-A-Bear that's Clarice from Rudolph. I don't know if this was last year, but my mom got me this little Santa that's wearing a white coat and is a doctor, which is really cute. And then up here I have these two stocking hangers that I got also on that Boxing Day when I got the tree for my apartment. And then I got two stockings. And then up here, this is a meditating Santa on the beach, which is so up my alley for my career field. And then underneath him is some of the books that I'll be talking about in the next clip. So that's all the decorations for now. I'll do like a more like aesthetic once over in the next video, but let's go back in time to my Christmas TBR. Okay, we'll start with the physical books. First one is Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison, and actually I already read this, and this one was just okay to me. I didn't really feel the Christmas vibes. A lot of this takes place around Thanksgiving, and I just felt like the pace of this was a little bit slow. It's also Friends to Lovers, and this might be a controversial opinion, but I don't always love Friends to Lovers. So yeah, this one was just okay. I have the rest of the series, so I am going to continue. Each book in this series is around a different season, which is kind of cool. So I've heard some good things about the rest of the series, so hopefully I like those ones. And then my current read, which I am really enjoying, is My December Darling by Lauren Asher. I read the Dirty Air series by Lauren Asher. I haven't read her Lakefront Billionaire or her Dreamland Billionaire, or her, I think the other one is Lakefront Billionaires. But this one takes place in the world of Lakefront Billionaires, and she did say that you didn't have to read the other ones to be able to read this one. And I'm really enjoying this so far. It's about this guy that's a doctor and a nurse. She's the maid of honor and he is the best man, and her sister is actually marrying her ex-boyfriend. But they kind of clear this up like at the beginning of the story, that they weren't too serious and nothing really progressed in that relationship, and there's like no really hard feelings. So it's really cute so far. I'm like 50% of the way through, and it's a nice and short one. And also look at the chapter headings. So cute. And then we got another short one, which is The Mistletoe Motive by Chloe Leese. I haven't read anything by Chloe Leese. I do have quite a few of her books, so this will be, I feel like, a good introduction to her writing. And also this one is another short one. I believe these two work at a bookstore and they're rivals. There's only one spot in the new year for an employee, and they are rivals with each other to basically get that position in the new year and not become unemployed. So this one also sounds cute. And then we have All I Want for Christmas by Maggie Knox. I did read another one by Maggie Knox last year. I can't remember what it was called. I think it was called either The Holiday Switch or The Christmas Switch, and it was basically like a Parent Trap situation with these two twin sisters. And I really enjoyed that book. It gave me such good Christmas vibes. So I think I'm gonna save this one to right before Christmas, because I just feel like it'll just get me in that cozy spirit. This is basically a Hallmark movie in a book, but a little less cringy, so. And then the last physical book on my Christmas TBR is a chonker. This is the longest one on my TBR, even my like Kindle TBR, and that is How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. But I'm really excited about this one. I have heard really good things about Megan Quinn and her writing. I've also been seeing a bunch of her TikToks of her promoting this book, and it's just making me more excited to read it. And there are pictures throughout this book. This is the Indigo exclusive, and then there's more pictures. So for example, I love that when authors do that. I have read a couple books by Sophie Larkin. She does that in her books, and it just like brings the story alive. So this one might be my next read. And then on my Kindle, I do have a running list on my phone. Look at how cute my phone case is. I also got my mom one, and it has gingerbread people on it. Okay, so the first one on my Kindle TBR that I did actually just finish yesterday was 'Tis the Season for Revenge by Morgan Elizabeth. I loved this one. I gave this one a 4.5. I just found it so bingeable. The man in this book, oh my gosh. I was like giggling and blushing, and yeah, this one was really good. I really recommend. It is quite spicy though. And then another one by Morgan Elizabeth is Big Nick Energy, which I am also hoping to get to. The next one is Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey. Now I believe that she came out with this one a couple years ago, and not a lot of people loved this one, so I don't know if this is just like a traditionally publishing of it with a different cover, or if there's some edits. But I really enjoyed Tessa Bailey's novella last year for New Year's. She wrote one. It was called Same Time Next Year. I loved that one, so I feel like I might like this one. And then there is also this like little series from Amazon that they've pulled together, I think it's 4 or 5 authors, and they've all written short stories, and they did this around Valentine's Day too. I haven't read those ones, but I do want to read these ones. The first one is Cruel Winter with You by Ali Hazelwood. Love Ali Hazelwood. The next one is Merry Ever After by Tessa Bailey. And then the third one is Allison by My Elf. And then the fourth one is Merriment and Mayhem by Alexandria Bellefleur, which I've never read a book by those 2 authors. And then the last one, I haven't read a book by this author, Only Santa's in the Building. So interested to see how I feel about those. I love like a good like little quick Christmas rom-com. So, and I think the shortest one is 55 pages, so it should take me no time to read those. And then I also have 3 books by this author, Maren Moore. I seen this in somebody's recommended Christmas TBR, and they just looked really cute. The first one is The Mistletoe Bet. It's also pretty short. A Festive Feud is the second one, and then The Christmas List is the third one. So let me know in the comments what book you're excited to read during the holiday season, and yeah, I hope I get to all of those books. Hello, it is 2 days later. I actually read a couple of books. I read 2 shorter novellas, short stories really, and then I finished my December Darling. I loved this. This was so cute, so fun, and it was a really quick read. I finished it. I started it one night and then I finished it the next night, and it was just so good. So definitely recommend this one. And then on my Kindle, I read the first 2 books in that Amazon Originals series. The first one was by Ali Hazelwood, and it was called Cruel Winter with You. I actually really enjoyed that one. I don't really know if it gave super Christmassy vibes. You could argue that you could read it like just during the winter, because basically they get stuck in this snowstorm and it is technically Christmas Eve, but there's not really a huge talk of Christmas. It's just basically they've grown up together. He is her best friend's younger brother, and he's been basically pining for her his entire life, and they basically get stuck together in a snowstorm alone, and they figure out their stuff. I feel like this one packs some emotional depth to it, because even though this one was, I think it was 73 pages, I still felt like I was connected to their love story. And then I also read Merry Ever After by Tessa Bailey. This one was only 59 pages, and this one was okay. Definitely not a realistic timeline for a romance, just how everything progressed, and it was a single mother and this farmer, but it was a fun time for what it was. Was it cringy? Yes. But did I still enjoy it? Yes. And then last night I ended up picking up the Mistletoe Motive, which I am 50 pages in, and I'm enjoying this one so far. I know earlier in this video I said my next read would be How My Neighbor Stole Christmas, but after I said that, I did come across a couple of negative reviews, which made me a little bit nervous to read that, especially since I have been going on such a positive streak with these little Christmas romances. So I think it's gonna be my next physical book that I read, but I thought I would just get this one done because it's another short one, and like I said, I've been studying all week, so it's kind of nice just to, after I have a study session, to just sit down and read a book. I've also been using like some of these videos on YouTube with like ambiance, like Christmas ambiance with like instrumental piano Christmas music in the background. It's been a fun time doing that. So yeah, I'm enjoying myself reading these books. And then now I thought I would show you how I study, because I have been asked this question to do a video like this a while back, but I find it hard to do like just like a dedicated video for this because A, I'm not sure how many people want that, and B, I feel like my studying method changes all the time based on what kind of course that I'm doing, and I also feel like I switch up my study methods because I tend to get bored of just using one single study method. Like for example, last year I used, I don't know if it was last year or first year, I relied on Anki very heavily, and then that just got to be too much to try and keep up with the sheer load of information that I had to make these Anki cards and then study these Anki cards, and then they give you these deadlines, and then if you don't do them every day then it just piles up, and that was just really stressful for me, and I decided to switch it up. So I did the whiteboard method where I would have this huge whiteboard and I would just write on it, and then my hand would start to cramp up, so then I got bored of that. And now this year has been tables. I love a good table, but I have been using a system that has saved me a lot of time, so I thought I would share this. I know AI is a bit controversial, but even the school like encourages us to use it as a tool to help with like generating practice cases. Are they perfect? No, we do have to go in and like use our own discretion, but it's a study method. So what I use it for is I ask it to make tables. Okay, so I have ChatGPT. That is the program that I am using, and we are given basically what's called learning objectives. So it's basically, what do you need to take away from these lectures? So we get a list of drugs, and then so for each drug we have to know their actions, their indications, and their adverse effects. So I'm going to ask chat, I'm going to type in, can you make a table with columns for drug name, actions, indications, and adverse effects for this list of drugs. And then I copy and pasted all of the drugs that are in the learning outcomes for this particular lecture. Okay, and let's see what it comes up. Okay, so it came up with this table, which I am going to just copy it. So here's the table, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go through the lecture slides and just compare what is on this table to what's in the lecture slides, and then I will go ahead and just change some things up. Okay, so I changed the coloring to the table because I wanted to divide them up into their drug classes, because I was getting confused with just the one color, and I think this just helps my brain better organize things. I know probably this type of color coding might not be for everybody, but works for me. Hello, it's been a minute since we last spoke, probably it's only been a second since you see me last, but it is actually probably about a week later. I have had my first 2 exams. I had my OSCEs on Monday, which was yesterday, and that was, oh my gosh, that was something. So for OSCEs, if you don't know, they're like little mini patient encounters. So what happens is you go to a door that's closed, and on the door there is a case, so it just tells you what the patient's name is, how old they are, and what their chief complaint is. And then you get like 90 seconds to write down on your piece of paper any questions you want to ask, any physical exams you're thinking of doing just based off of that chief complaint. And then you go into the room, you do a patient interview, so you ask them all the questions for red flags, and then you do physical exams. And you're not given a lot of time, so you have to do it in that time frame. And then when you're doing physical exams, you also are having to verbalize what you're looking for. And there's like another person in the room that's like grading you, and they basically give you what actually the case is, because it's just like an actor. It's called a SP, which is standardized patient, so it's just somebody acting out the case. So obviously they won't have the positive findings. And then you, on your chart notes, you have to put all of the conditions that you're considering, and some of them if you've ruled them out, and others if you're still keeping them. And then you also have to verbalize to the patient your plan, your treatment plan, whether that is ordering further tests, and then different modalities in terms of naturopathically. And then you do it all over again. So you do it twice. So that was pretty exhausting. I was so tired when I came home. I also didn't eat lunch yesterday because my exam started at 11:50 and I was in until like 3:30. So yeah, it was really exhausting. And then this morning I had to go back for 9 a.m. for a physical medicine practical exam, and I don't really know how I feel about it. I always think I feel like not the best after practical exams, and then usually it's fine, so I'm hoping that it is. I know that I missed a few things because I was nervous, but what can you do? The worst thing that could happen is that I just have to do it again. So yeah, that's what I keep telling myself, is it's not a big deal. And then tomorrow we have our one written one. So as the years have progressed, we've had less written exams and more practical exams where you show your skills rather than just doing multiple choice. So we have our one written exam tomorrow, and then the next day is the last one, and that is acupuncture, which feeling okay about. I definitely need the time tomorrow after my written exam to just go over all the points again and just make sure I know what I'm doing. We did this very same exam during midterms. It was kind of like a practice one, so I feel like that set me up pretty well. But right now I'm just going over notes for tomorrow, and that's about it. Hello, I just finished my last exam this morning. I think it went really well, so I am free for, I think my mom calculated 17 days I get off, so I'm very happy about that. But I got a call when I was finished my exam from someone from my dentist's office, and I thought, because they left a voicemail because I was just finishing up with my exam, and I thought, oh, it's for like a teeth cleaning, I'll get back to them. But it was actually one of the staff from my dentist's office, and she called and she said that they have a gift for me, which I guess for a little bit of context, I have been going to the same dentist since I think I was 3 or 4 years old. I basically face planted at daycare and chipped my front teeth, and my mom had to take me to the closest dentist, or the dentist that was open at that time, and it happened to be my dentist, and we've been going there ever since. And my mom switched to them, and so did my nanny, so we've been going to see them for like over 20 years now. So I was shocked, and this is what arrived. One of them dropped it off, so I thought I'd just open it. Okay, I had to cut it. Here's the card. This is very unexpected, by the way, but so sweet. Aww. It's from my dentist and the staff. Oh, that's so nice. So these are caramel hot chocolate bombs. Ooh. And then we have peppermint bark from Ghirardelli. Ooh, this is cool. This is from Sage. They know that I am in naturopathic medicine, so that's a cute touch, I think. This is Botanical Bath Swish. Yeah, and it has like a bunch of essential oils in it. Okay, actually, on further investigation and inspection, these are bath bombs, which is so up my alley. I don't know why they call it Swish and Meltaway. Maybe bath bomb is like a trademark name, but this is amazing. And then the little bag, and then there's something in here. Oh my goodness. No way. Oh my gosh. A Sage gift card. If anybody is watching this from my dentist, thank you so much. This was so unexpected, but wow. I just don't know what to say. It like really warms my heart, and lately I've been feeling pretty like nostalgic, and I don't really know how to describe it. I think this time of the year just brings that out, especially with losing my nanny, and to know that my dentist's office, I feel like they're thinking of me, and they thought of me to, like, the chocolates would have been kind enough, but the gift card and the bath melt, like what? And it's like tailored to me because I do love Sage. So wow. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video. Again, if you would like to purchase any pieces, use this link that will also be in my description box to get up to 30% off. And with that being said, I will see you all in the next video.